Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Marvelous Chats. My name is Hofmvn. I'm here with Finto182,
What's up, everybody?
and we're going to be talking about the Season 1, Episode 1 of the Book of Boba Fett that just came out on Disney+. Before we jump into the video and talk about the review and our breakdown, if this is your first time here to Marvelous Chats, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you come back for everything we talk about, and also make sure you leave a thumbs up and everything. So, with that out of the way, Finto, what'd you think overall, first impressions of the Book of Boba Fett?
My first impressions, just talking about episode 1, I'm going to say short but sweet. So the episode to me felt very, very short. But the content that we got, I feel like it was content that needed to be told. You know, everyone's question was, how did he survive the Sarlacc pit? You know, like what happened to Boba after episode 6 when he went into the pit? You know, so I thought it was amazing that we kind of got to see a little bit of new footage mixed with like some prequel footage, some of the old stuff, and it basically how it just kind of tied up between episode 6 and where he ended up. So it was interesting, but it was a little boring at the same time. You know, and the fact that it was only like 30 minutes long if you take out the credits, I was a little disappointed with the length of the episode. I thought we were going to get more because this series, as far as I know, it's a one shot which kind of links in with the Mandalorian, but it's only 7 episodes, you know, and we're one down already, and it was only 30 minutes of content. So, what about you? What did you think?
Yeah, I'm like right there with you. I love the way they introed it when they're showing how he actually gets out of like the the big snake, whatever they
Sarlacc pit, I think it's
the
called.
Sarlacc. Yeah, like that is the big question, right? Like, so brilliant just to like nail that right out of the gate. Like, here's how it happened. And like I was like shaking my girlfriend. I was like, this is so cool. Like, he got out of the side of it, like burnt the whole, like it was awesome, man.
Yeah.
But I'm with you. It's like it was very intriguing to tell that like little bit of backstory, but that wasn't enough to like kind of hook you in and tell you like, why are you watching the show? Like, what's interesting about this? What's crazy about this episode? It just kind of felt like mid-level content. Like, it's great to be back in the Star Wars universe, of course. Like, it's awesome seeing Boba Fett. It's awesome seeing Tatooine, but this is all stuff we've seen before.
Yeah.
And I don't think they didn't have that hook. Like, I think it was episode 1 of The Mandalorian, right? Where it's like you seen in episode 1. Is that where you seen Baby Yoda, Grogu? Like,
At the very end of episode 1, they kind of left it on a cliffhanger, and you were kind of thinking like, "Whoa, what the hell's happening there?" Yeah, it was
that's
crazy.
what the show is missing. They're missing that cliffhanger, that hook that gets you really excited to come back for the next episode. Like,
Yeah.
what is this show about? Why, in terms of like, why do you want me to watch it? Because right now, him just being the crime lord, it's like, okay,
Yeah.
all right, like.
Yeah, I agree. You know, I've not to jump too much into the rumor mill or anything like that, but I have heard that there could potentially be a de-aged Harrison Ford in this series, and that would have been perfect, a perfect time to do something like that. You know, because I think they went to the trouble of recreating like Luke's house on Tatooine. You know, that scene where they're looking over the hill. That was Luke's place. So I thought what potentially could have been
people who were getting the water stolen from them.
do you remember when he broke out and he was like making his way back, and they were looking over the hill and they saw the people kind of spray painting the walls of the house?
That was Luke's house?
Yeah, that was like Aunt Bree,
What?
like Uncle Owen and Aunt Bree's house. Yeah. So
Oh, I feel so bad.
I noticed it because they had the kind of pit beside it. You know, the way it used to look down on into like their kind of living area. I just know they play so well just from seeing
Right,
the original
that's
so
cool.
many times. But they spray painted on the walls and stuff like that. I thought that could have been a cool moment to maybe, you know, introduce, like maybe Han went back there or something to do something for Luke or something. Because like if the rumors are true and he is in it, that would have been a really nice crazy place to drop it, because like, you know, they're going back to like referencing stuff from the original trilogy. I thought, you know, throw a character from the original trilogy in at that point. You know, obviously it can't be anyone in Luke's family, and I don't think it would be a real place to show Luke, although it would make a lot of sense. But I think if Luke does show up in this series, I think it's going to be way more epic, you know.
Oh
Way
yeah,
more epic.
it would be great to see him. You know, one thing I do like about this episode too, because even though I say it mids, I want to get that too down on it, because I like where they're taking Boba Fett. Like, I like what they're showing why he goes from being this, you know, mercenary, kills everyone he sees, badass, to this person who wants to like treat everyone with respect and like rule with respect. And I feel like that's what they're doing with like the Tusken Raider storyline, where it's like they're gonna walk us through that, because that's probably gonna carry the next couple episodes on why he is ruling the way he does and why he changes. And like I really do like that. I like that he's, you know, walks to the place to collect I guess, to the bar or whatever to get all the money. Like, that's cool. That's an interesting way to do it. But then we got to the fight after it, and it could have been one of the weirdest awkward fights I've ever seen in Star Wars. So Boba Fett, this mercenary who's like literally killed Jedis and stuff, right? Like, he gets taken down by like 6 dudes with shields.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is this, man? Like, this does not feel like Boba Fett at all. It, does he forget he has like a jetpack, bro? Like,
I was about to say, that's exactly what I was saying. I sat there and I just thought to myself, jetpack. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Grab, I can't think of her name, Fennec Shan. Grab her and just shoot up into the air.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, dude, that was kind of crazy. It was a cool, like, visually cool looking scene. I loved the shields and stuff. Like, I thought it was pretty intense, but then it got pretty stupid pretty quickly. And then they had the kind of parkour scene, which was, again, Yeah,
I was like, I want to like this, but like, it feels awkward. It feels like it's not shot well. Like, it's not like the cuts are kind of weird.
Yeah.
As the parkour is weird.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it was just, like, for me, the whole episode, it was story that needed to be told. I think we needed to see Jabba in the throne. We needed to see him kind of, turning away the tributes and just being like, look, I'm going to rule with respect and everything. It kind of, it's starting the story like the way it should be told. But I just feel like we just missed a bit of action or something. Like, I think there should have been a little more. I loved the cut back to like episode 2 where he was holding Django's helmet, and there was like a kind of extra scene, like an extra shot of a close up of the helmet, which wasn't in the movie. I just thought that kind of flowed with the original so well, and even the opener of the episode went to Dagobah, or sorry, not Dagobah, Camino, the planet where he's from. And like, that was the opening shot of the show, and I just thought to myself, oh wow, the opening shot of the show is Camino. I was like, this is crazy. Like, I was like, that's amazing. So, and then it turns out that he's just regenerating and he's kind of like remembering stuff, he's having dreams or whatever, or memories. So yeah, like, it was cool, but it felt like it was missing something very important. Like, for an opening episode, I think, as we've just said, a cliffhanger would have really got it going, like really like sunk the teeth in. But like, we gotta wait another week now to find out what happens next, and then you're 2 episodes in, and there's only like 5 left. I don't know. Like, where can it go?
I hope they don't do this thing, because we talk about on the podcast a lot that Marvel always holds back like the big bad of the series and the big mystery, and in this one, it feels like they're setting up this mayor character to like. They just reference him as a mayor. He's the one who's in the assassins after Boba.
Yeah.
I hope they don't hide him until like the very end. I hope we see him next episode.
Yeah.
I hope they really dig in and like give good story and give good antagonists like next episode to really push this thing. Because Mandalorian. I remember after I watched that first episode, I was like off the rails excited, like pumped. This is what Star Wars should be. It's back. It feels like a Western, and this feels like Mandalorian. Just like dialed down like 5 notches. Like, the music's kind of worse. The action was a little worse. There wasn't a big hook. It was mid, man. It was straight up mid. It was okay.
I was really missing the Mandalorian music. You're dead right. That was something that like stuck out to me straight away. And it's the same composer. I love him. He's a genius. But again, the music seems like way stripped back. What did you think of like the whole kind of like flashback sequences to like the Sand People and his capture and stuff like that?
I like it. One thing I loved about it, like absolutely love, with the attention to detail, that when he gets picked up, he's like just kind of pale as hell because he's been in his suit forever. He doesn't take his helmet off. Like, that was a cool little attention to detail. I don't like seeing him just like led around the whole time. Like, this is like Boba Fett. But I really did like the animation. Like, they fight that huge monster out in the desert. I don't know what that is. He's just like laying in the sand. That almost like, it was like a throwback to old like 1950s like claymation.
Yeah.
It just had that feel to it.
Yeah.
So I like what they're doing. I really like the Tusken Raider. I would, obviously there's like a female Tusken Raider. I wonder who that's actually going to be. If it's a real Tusken Raider. I don't know much about the Tuskens. But I like it. Also, doesn't the Mandalorian spend a lot of time with the Tusken Raiders like back? Like, they respect him. He knows them in a way. I think I remember that from the first season. So
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's something to do with them. So I like it. I think it has a lot of potential. Again, that was probably the best part of the show, and I would like to see more of a hook there. You know, him like, why are we here? Why are we telling this story?
Do you think he stays on Tatooine for the whole movie? Or for the whole series?
You know, there's no way they can keep this thing on Tatooine. If I feel like if they keep this on Tatooine, it's a failure.
Yeah. Because, like, as well, you got to think, like, Obi-Wan, the show is out later this year, and that's going to be predominantly on Tatooine as well. So, you know, are they going to have, like, like 14 episodes or 15 episodes of TV and it's all on Tatooine? I don't think so. You know, I hope he gets off-world.
And, like, I know there are bigger Star Wars fans than me, but I'm still a pretty big Star Wars fan. I still really love the franchise, you know, watch all the movies, read books. I'm not overly enthusiastic about Tatooine. It's like, it's one of the least interesting planets in the Star Wars universe. It's like, it was cool because Luke got set up there, right?
Yeah.
And then Anakin got set up there. But overall, it's like, it's just a desert place. Like, it's not that interesting. There's not a lot, like, of interesting politics going on.
Not a lot happens on Tatooine in the original trilogy either. Like, you know, Luke is gone an hour into the first movie and he never goes back, you know, so it was kind of blown up in games, I find, and that sort of content, like where, you know, there was games based on Tatooine and that sort of thing. And then obviously the whole Anakin part. But again, you only see Anakin on Tatooine for, again, probably another hour. So, you know, before all these TV shows, there was 2 hours of Tatooine content in Star Wars, and it's just been blown like way out of proportion. I think so, like you're dead right. Now, I obviously understand Obi-Wan's link to it, that he kind of was in solitude there for so long, like for like 10 or 14 years or something like that on the timeline. But again, you know, save that for his show. You know, it would make sense to be there. I don't know. I worry that maybe he won't go off world and this will be like Tatooine, because it's him taking over from the Hutts. That's the story, and you know he's running the underground in Tatooine, and I don't know. I think, you know, Luke and Grogu showing up would be a big save for the show. A younger Han Solo showing up would be great as well to see. What's his name? Jin Darren, the Mandalorian himself, Mando. Him being in it, because they confirmed that it was his voice narrating the very first trailer. So I presume he's going to show up there somewhere. So, like, you know, I just think, I think it's going to be a little kind of mini series of Mandalorian, like Mando 2.5 sort of thing. And I don't know.
I would also, I'm totally blowing this name because I haven't seen the movie Solo in so long. But the crime syndicate in, like, read something from there, where we get Daenerys Targaryen, her character. Yeah. Like, I want her to show up in this, because I actually thought her character was really great in Solo. I love that entire crime syndicate. Like, that was like a crime scene I was down to be in. But, like, the Hutts, like, Jabba the Hutt feels like, you know, a gangster from, like, Kansas City, when, like, the real action is in New York. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't want to see these hicks out here.
Yeah.
Like, I want to see, like, the good action, the good crime stuff.
Hell yeah.
So I would like to see some of the Solo stuff pulled in, especially you know, if those rumors are true about Han. You know, if they're chasing him around, you know, that could be a tie-in there.
Yeah, for sure.
But overall, man, like, for this, a 7 out of 10 for me. This is a pretty all right start to a series that, like, I don't have high expectations for, anyways. Yeah. But not a good start for me.
Yeah, I would have to agree. I'd say about a 7. I pray that it gets a lot better, but I don't think we have a lot of time. Like, I think this is going to be a repeat of Hawkeye. I think they're going to build up a lot of stuff over the next couple of weeks, and then they won't have enough time to close it off. But the only saving grace with this is that it's so closely tied to The Mandalorian that I think we could potentially see Boba and Mando season 3 and so on, and like during the Mandalorian war with the Darksaber and all that sort of stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if he showed up for all that. So I think this is very much kind of like a little Mandalorian DLC or something like that. You know, I think it's whatever happens here is going to go directly into Mando 3, which I think we're going to get before the end of 2022 as well. So I don't know. Yeah, look, I think, you know, we need to wait and see more, but look, we'll be back next week and we'll talk about episode 2. So yeah, look forward to seeing everybody there. If you like the content, as we said, hit like on the video, leave us a comment, let us know what you think about the video, about the first episode below, and we'll see you next week. Thanks, guys.
See ya.
Bye.